After beating the story in Monster Hunter Rise, after finishing every quest, after farming to craft all of the weapons and armors that you want, after all of this, there's only one thing left to do: farm talismans. Whether we like it or not, the endgame of Monster Hunter Rise is farming valuable monster materials in order to process them into the melder and get talismans back, hoping that today is the day that we get that godlike roll, the talisman to end all talismans, the one that will push your builds to the next level. It is important that we understand how to identify a good talisman and how to know which one is better than the others. Let's get started. In order to understand which talisman is good and which isn't, we use the Talisman points system. This is a basic ranking system that tells you how efficient or powerful your talisman is. It works by grading the talisman based on the amount of relevant skills that it has and the amount of relevant decoration slots that it comes with. But how does it work? It is actually very simple if you understand the rules. Each talisman comes with skills and decoration slots, but it is important to understand that not all skills and not all decoration slots are created equal. Like I mentioned, a talisman only gets points if they have relevant skills or relevant decoration slots. So, now we have to ask the question: what is a relevant skill? Also, what is a relevant decoration slot? Let's start with the skills. When we use the Talisman point system, we are working with meta skills. By this, I mean that we are going to give importance to skills that increase our damage. We do not look at support skills. We do not look at skills that give us resistances. We only focus on damage. When dealing with the meta, only damage matters. As a result, when we are grading a talisman based on the Talisman point system, only meta skills give the talisman any points. This means that, for the point system, a relevant skill is one that increases your damage. Weakness exploit, critical eye, critical boost, and attack boost are the basic relevant skills. After that, there are secondary relevant skills depending on which weapon you use. For example, I am a greatsword user, and that means that if I see a talisman with focus, that is a relevant skill. For me, a talisman with focus will have more points than it would to a shield and sword user. Another example is quick sheath. This is a secondary skill for the greatsword, but it is much more important for the longsword. A talisman with quick sheath will have more points to a longsword user than it would to me. Whenever a talisman has a point in any of these relevant skills, it gets 1 point to its value. For example, this talisman has 2 points in free meal, 1 point in critical boost, and no decoration slots. This is a 1-point talisman because it only has 1 point of a relevant skill, critical boost, and it has no relevant decoration slots. Here is another example. This talisman has 3 points in punishing draw, 2 points in critical eye, and no decoration slots. This is a 2-point talisman because it has 2 points in a relevant skill, critical eye, and no decoration slots. Remember, only relevant skills count, and the only relevant skills are the ones that increase our damage. Moving on to the decoration slots. These are easier to understand. Right now, there are 3 levels of decoration slots: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Due to the way that the developers in Rise decided to balance the game, level 1 decoration slots are, generally speaking, not very useful. Most useful skills have been moved to level 2 decoration slots, and some of them are level 3. As a result, when we are talking about talismans, the relevant decoration slots are level 2 and level 3. For each of these decoration slots that a talisman has, it will get 1 point. Level 1 decoration slots do not give points to talismans. Let's look at this example. This talisman has 2 points of Slugger, 2 points of Stamina Thief, and 1 level 2 decoration slot with 2 level 1 decoration slots. This is a 1-point talisman because it has no relevant skills and only 1 relevant decoration slot, 1 level 2. Let's look at another example. This talisman has 2 points of Stamina Surge and 2 level 1 decoration slots. This is a 0-point talisman. It is essentially useless. As you can see, it has no relevant skills and no relevant decoration slots. Remember, this system follows the meta, so we are always looking to increase our damage. By now, you should have an understanding of how the talisman point system works, and you should be able to identify which ones are good and which ones are not. That being said, let's go over a few more examples, taking everything that we know and putting it into practice. Let's take a look at these 2 talismans. The first one has 2 points in Punish and Draw, 2 points in Flinch Free, and 2 level 2 decoration slots. The second one has 1 point in Weakness Exploit and 1 level 2 decoration slot. The first question that we must ask ourselves is, which talisman has more points? The answer here is neither. They both have the same amount of points. They are both a 2-point talisman. Talisman 1 has no relevant skills, so it gets no points from them, and 2 relevant decoration slots, so it gets 2 points. Talisman 2 has less skills and less decoration slots, but it has 1 point in a relevant skill and 1 point from a relevant decoration slot. The total is 2. These 2 talismans are equal in the system, but the second question that we have to ask ourselves is, which one is better? The answer to that is Talisman 1. If you have 2 talismans with the same amount of points, the general rule is to use the talisman with more skills. Let's take a look at 2 more talismans. Talisman 1 has 2 points in Critical Eye, 1 point in Part Breaker, and 1 level 3 decoration slot. Talisman 2 has 3 points in Attack Boost, 1 point in Blight Resistance, 1 level 2 decoration slot, and 1 level 1 decoration slot. So, which talisman has more points? The answer is Talisman 2. Talisman 1 is a 3-point talisman because of its 2 levels of Critical Eye and 1 relevant decoration slot, while Talisman 2 is a 4-point talisman because of its 3 levels of Attack Boost and 1 relevant decoration slot. So now, the second question, which talisman is better? Generally speaking, the answer is Talisman 2 because it has more points, but if you're trying to make a build that requires level 3 decorations, like Handicraft for example, then Talisman 1 may be better. I show you this example so that we can all understand that the talisman point system is not a definitive system. It is there to help us determine which talismans are good and which ones are not. But at the end of the day, every build is different. Do not fall for the trap of using a talisman just because it has more points. Make sure to always try different things. Sometimes certain combinations are better than a talisman with more points. The talisman point system works wonders to help us understand which talismans are good and which talismans are not. It is also good to compare talismans to see which one is better. But remember, it is not an exact science. This is a tool that is supposed to help you understand what is good and what is not. As a player, you need to experiment and try things out to find the best combination for you. I hope that you are able to use this information to improve your talisman farming and to increase the power of your builds. Whether you like talisman farming or not, this is the system that we have, so we have to make the best of it. If you have any questions about the system or a specific talisman that you have, drop it in the comments below. I am more than happy to go over your talisman with you, especially if you're a greatsword user. We're here to learn, and we can do it quicker and better if we stick together. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope I get to see you on the next one.